Spazzing Out America's podcast. It's your podcast. It's the only podcast where we straight up rip on liberal mutants and point out the BS that they love to talk about, that they love to lie about, and the witch hunt for Donald Trump continues. And they got nothing. They found nothing in his tax returns, and I absolutely love it. We're going to talk about it. You can get my podcast, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify. Wherever you get your podcast, you can get my podcast, or you can go to anthonypazziali.com, and you can watch videos that I have there, and you can listen to my podcast, over 500 episodes of Spazzing Out America's podcast. I do the live stream on Rumble all the time, on YouTube all the time, sometimes on Twitter. Today, I decided to do it on Twitter because the liberal mutants on Twitter are freaking out because they got nothing. They got nada. They found nothing on Trump. Not a thing. His tax returns from 2015 to 2020, 6 years of returns, and nothing fraudulent. All they found was a man that has good accounting, or a good accountant, or a good accounting firm that helped the guy save money on his taxes using the laws and codes put in place by their favorite people, put in place by Obama, put in place by Joe Biden, put in place by Hillary Clinton. These are the people that put tax breaks and tax codes in place for the billionaires, and Trump used it effectively, and people are pissed. They're BS. In 2018, the guy paid $1 million in taxes. In 2019, he paid like $700,000 in taxes. One of the years, he only paid $750, and in 2020, after working hard for the American people for 4 years, he lost massive loot and didn't pay any taxes, and the liberal mutants are pissed. They don't know what to do. They're like, he didn't pay any taxes. Half of you liberal motherfuckers don't pay taxes either. You guys aren't paying taxes. You might get some loot deducted from your paycheck, but you get it all back. Don't act like you don't. Don't be pissed off, brah. You jealous, brah? You jealous? You a little bit upset? You need something to bitch about? You hate Donald Trump? The guy creates thousands of jobs. Thousands. Bill Gates creates thousands of jobs. Elon Musk creates thousands of jobs. Warren Buffett creates thousands of jobs. And they do whatever they can to use the tax code that is currently on the books to pay the least amount of taxes they can. It's their right to do it. And then you come at them and you go, well, he didn't give his tax returns. He didn't give them forward. He didn't put them out there. Well, he doesn't have to. And then the liberal mutants will go, well, every president has done it since Nixon. Well, I say to them, okay, well, every president only served at most 2 terms until FDR. At most. Some only did 1 because they didn't get reelected. The others did 2, and then they walked away because they followed suit with George Washington. But it wasn't a problem, right? No big deal. Maybe we should go back in time and we should fucking make a law and be like, nah, sorry, FDR, you couldn't have done 4 years. Now, after FDR was president, they made sure that he couldn't, that nobody else would run for more than 2 terms, which I'm for. Term limits, 100%. We don't want a king. Problem is, it wasn't illegal. Trump was not required by law to give his taxes. Trump was not, let me say that again. Donald Trump did nothing illegal here. He did nothing illegal. He used all the tax codes put in place by the establishment to give billionaires tax breaks. We give billionaires tax breaks so that they create jobs. The very people that you hate use all the tax breaks they possibly can, and they create jobs. Yes, do they make a lot of money? Sure. But why don't you go out and become a billionaire? Are you a billionaire? Are you going out to start a company? Or are you one of those whiny little bitch-ass liberals that complains about minimum wage and says, oh, they should pay me more? Or you should look in the mirror. Maybe you should look at yourself right now. You should look at yourself and say, I'm a bitch. I'm a bitch-ass. That's it. That's you. You make minimum wage? Bro, you're a bitch. That's why you make minimum wage. You make minimum wage because you don't want to go out and work hard enough to get paid more. You make minimum wage because you don't want to start a business that has 500 LLCs because you're a fucking bitch. And then you want to complain about it. It's unfair. I gotta make minimum wage. Donald Trump didn't pay any taxes. You sound like a baby. You sound like a damn baby. Kudos to Donald Trump. It's a success. We should all strive to be as successful as Elon Musk and Donald Trump. Anybody that's wealthy tries to avoid paying taxes if they can under the law. They don't try to scam. They're not trying to be fraudulent. What they're trying to do is use the tax code and the loopholes that are put in place to save money for the billionaires, and they're trying to use it, and it's legal. It's legal. So there's nothing you can do about it, and you shouldn't be bitching about it. It's just like you guys bitching about George Santos. He's such a liar. Yes, the guy's a liar. He's a scumbag. The guy was like, no, I'm not Jewish. I'm Jewish. Can't stand it. I hate it. They all lie. Every single person in Washington is a fucking liar. But we accept it. We allow it. And now they want to put a bill. They want to pass a bill so that you can't lie. I'm dying. Like they want the liberal mutants. The liberal mutants are pissed that this guy lied about his education, but yet they forget that Joe Biden in like 1989 when he was running for president lied about his education, said he had 3 degrees. Said he had 3 degrees. Three. And then he graduated top of his class. And then a story came out by either the New York Times or the New York Post. They exposed that it was bullshit. And Biden had to write a letter saying he was sorry. So maybe we should go back, because let me tell you something. If it was Trump that lied, you guys would be trying to impeach him. Maybe we should go back. Hey, here's the deal. We'll give you guys this shithead, George Santos. You give us Biden. I mean, they both lied about the same thing. One lied about education. The other lied about education. So why don't we go after, we'll call it even. You can have our pawn, and we'll take your half-retarded king. We'll take him down. Idiots. You sound like babies. Complaining. I just absolutely love it that you have nothing. I'm on Twitter all day today going back and forth with people about Trump's tax returns. They're like, we're going to hand it over to the DOJ. Bro, the Department of Justice got shit. They got nothing. They've had nothing for years, because if they had something, they would have nailed his fucking ass to the wall. They already would have done it. They've exhausted everything they could. The subpoena for Trump for the January 6th committee, they dropped it. And everybody's like, oh, well, they let it go because they're coming out of power. They're not going to be in power anymore. So they didn't have to drop it. They could just fall out of power and still leave it standing and say, hey, the subpoena's still standing, bro. It's still out there. But they dropped it because they got fucking nothing. Because he did nothing. He didn't incite an insurrection. He wasn't fraudulent on his taxes. Donald Trump has done nothing wrong but try to help the American people, and the establishment can't stand it because he exposes everything that they do. He's exactly everything they don't want with this country. And what does he want? He wants freedom of speech. He wants you to be able to live a good life. He wants you to be able to make a lot of money. And he wants you to be able to use the tax code the way he used it so that you can save money too. So that you can create a business that employs thousands of people. Thousands. We should be applauding a man like this. But no, instead, we're all getting behind a guy that shakes shadows. Who knows whose hand he's shaking, that lies, that doesn't give 2 fucks about you. Pretends to hate the billionaires, but gives the billionaires. This is my favorite thing about Joe Biden. This is what I love. I love it about the liberal mutants. Joe Biden comes out and says, I'm against trickle-down. I'm against trickle-down economics. I want to make sure that the people from the middle get paid first. I die laughing. I die laughing. The infrastructure bill, what do they call it? Of course, it wouldn't be called the infrastructure bill. It's called something completely different. It's called the Inflation Reduction Act, right? So in the Inflation Reduction Act, which is the Build Back Better plan, which is the Green New Deal plan, which is a bunch of shit. Happy that we're going to get roads and bridges. So roads and bridges are going to get built. So isn't like the internet's going to get extended. So, you're talking about either underground stuff or you're talking about telephone poles, probably underground, right? So wires and cables and shit, they're all going to get put out there. Someone needs to do the work, right? The middleman. Not the middleman. The middle class guy's going to do the work. Is Joe paying him directly? Is Joe taking billions of dollars and going to call up Anthony Pazziali and say, hey, Anthony Pazziali, you own dump trucks, you own a trash hauling company. I'm going to hire you directly. I'm going to hire you. No, what Joe does, Joe goes and finds the biggest billionaire construction companies dumps billions of dollars on them, and then the billionaire construction companies take the billions of dollars and then they trickle it down. They trickle it down. Let me say that again. The billionaire construction companies get paid first, and then they trickle it down to the middle class. That's trickle down economics. I don't care how Joe likes to say it. Joe does not pay the middle class first. Joe doesn't take the billions and say, nah, fuck the owner of the construction company, the $1 billion guy. Fuck him. He doesn't say, forget all the management of that company. He says, you know what? I'm going to hire the foreman. Mr. Foreman, here's a bill. Go build some roads and bridges. Nope. He does trickle down economics. But the liberal mutants are like, oh, no, he doesn't. He loves the union. Joe's the best. And then while you guys are all sucking Joe's cock on the union, he's behind your back, forcing you to take a deal you don't want. You guys drive me insane. You find nothing on Donald Trump's taxes. You find nothing on Trump, but you look the other way on Twitter and how they join forces with the FBI to censor Americans. You look the other way on the Hunter Biden story. He's the fucking bagman for his dad. Look the other way on that. You guys are like trying to find, if Donald Trump fucking jaywalked, you guys would have him hung. You'd have him hung. If the guy walked across the street, not in a fucking crosswalk, you'd have a congressional hearing. It'd be like the jaywalk panel. You guys would have the fucking jaywalk panel. And you'd be want to hammer the guy. You'd have like the homeless guy that works on 6th Street. You'd be like, the guy be like, yeah, Donald Trump. He didn't walk in the crosswalk and a riot broke out. Give it up. You guys have absolutely nothing. You have nothing. You've never had anything. You just don't like the man. And I don't know why. Because he's here to fight for you. He is the one that wants to get, he literally wants to be the guy to simplify the tax code. He wants to be the guy to make jobs in America. He wants to be the guy to drill right here in America. Energy independent, job independent, manufacturing independent. He wants America first. You guys can't see it. You're fucking blinded. You're like a fat guy that thinks he can lose weight by not going to the gym. You're like, oh yeah, this new doctor came out and said, if I eat fucking Cloud Puffs, I'm going to lose a ton of weight. No, bro, you're not going to lose a ton of weight. Go to the gym, do push-ups, do sit-ups, run, hit the pool, something. Then you'll lose fucking weight. Open up your eyes, man. Wide. I don't understand you people. So it's simple. Very simple. Donald Trump's tax returns have dropped from 2015 to 2020, 6 years, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Turns out that Donald Trump has done nothing wrong and nothing fraudulent. All his taxes are on the up and up. His accountants have done a phenomenal job. Now, did Trump make as much money? Is he worth as much? I don't have his asset sheet in front of me. I don't know what said property is worth or what it's depreciated. I'm not even that smart to figure it out. I'm not going to lie. But here's what we do know. In 2015 and 2016, he paid, here, you know what? Let's just pop it up so we can be more accurate so that I'm just not, we'll go right by the report. Let's see if I can find it. Hold on. I'm scrolling down. All right. So in 2016 and 2017, he paid $750 in taxes. In 2020, he paid $0. Let's go. In 2015, Trump paid $641,000 in taxes. That's 2015. Scrolling down. In 2018, he paid nearly $1 million. And in 2019, he paid $133,000 in taxes. So he did, in fact, pay some taxes in some of those years. Not as much as people would like. But since when do we get pissed off at somebody for being smart enough to hire the right people so that he wouldn't have to pay taxes per law, per fucking law, per the tax code? Again, this is something we should be applauding. Now, if you don't like the way the tax code has been set up by Joe Biden, who has been in Washington for 50 years, by Hillary Clinton, by Bill Clinton, even by, I mean, shit, well, we could go back. This is set up by anybody that has been in office before Donald Trump. These people set up the tax code so that their billionaire buddies could do what Trump did. And now you're all pissed off at Donald Trump for doing something that is legal. You don't get mad at the immigrants, the illegal immigrants coming across the border, illegally bringing fentanyl. They're killing people and they're stealing money from us when they come here and take our subsidies. No, they're okay. You get all pissed off at Donald Trump, and yet time after time after time, they try to assassinate this guy and they find nothing. So it's one of two things. Either our federal government sucks at investigating people, right? Or Donald Trump is really good at hiding the truth. I'm guessing it's more likely that our federal government has the best investigative system in the fucking planet. The United States of America has the best investigation systems on the planet. We're top dog. They can't find a thing on Trump because he did nothing wrong. He obeyed the law at all points. They got nothing. And you guys hate it, and I just don't understand it, because he loves this country. He loves you. He wants to have a better America. And you guys, for some reason, want to get buried and stick your head up socialism's ass. Do yourself a favor. Read a simple book. It's a kid's book. Well, maybe it's a junior high book. It's called Animal Farm. And you can read up on how socialism works out. And if you don't want to do that, go find a guy, someone that's like 80 years old before they die, that lived in a communist country that now lives here, and let them tell you what it was like and why they fled their communist fucking country. Go find my uncle. The guy's 80-something years old. They couldn't get out of fucking Mussolini's freaking shithole fast enough to come to America to be free. And you guys want to let Biden and the liberal mutants create the same problem here. It's fucking disgusting. All right, there. That's it. I'm done, man. I feel better. I got it out. You guys have nothing. Ha! I went to the Cape Cod this week and I had a good time with my family, drinking bevies, little Johnny Walker Black. And then I come home and I get to read through the Trump stuff, and you guys got nothing. Nada. Thanks for listening or watching, whichever one you do. Later.